Oh my goodness, the Hornets win streak keeps on rolling, and the guys are going to need home court love as they get ready to face the best team in the East. As we say hello, welcome to Hornets Live, presented by Explore Boone. Yes, Miles Bridges, he had another 20-point game against Atlanta. And what about Brandon Miller? 43 straight free throws made. Let's see if that record can keep going. That's a three-pointer that's going to be representing us at the All-Star event this year. That would be Knipple and LaMelo Ball. 19 points against Atlanta, ranked 7th in the NBA in assists per game. The ball movement has been beautiful. Cade Cunningham, all right, he had 1 3 over the Knicks, but he averages 25 points a game. So don't take your eyes off of him, not even for 1 second. Hi, everyone. Shannon, Spake. We are so excited to be here. Walker Mehl with me again from Wes and Walker on WFNZ. And, of course, Locked on Hornets. I'm going to drop my Ed Rooney impression. Do you know who that is?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
The Hornets have won 9 times. No, Ferris Bueller?
Yeah, no, I don't. Okay. Now I know. I know Ferris Bueller.
All right.
That's
we got you. And we
work.
most definitely have stopped and enjoyed this 9-game win streak.
Oh, it's been the best. I mean, quite literally, we have not seen this since the turn of the millennium. The last time that they won 8 games in a row, you're going back all the way to 99. The last time that they won 9 games in a row, looking at 10 here tonight, possibly over a great team in Detroit. That was all the way back in the 97-98 season. We'll see if they can do it.
All right. So you don't know who Ed Rooney is from Ferris Bueller, but you do know these guys right here. Let's take a look back at some of these wins because it has been so much. Just love watching those guys together. It's been so awesome. And some of the favorite moments right here stick out to you.
You can see just how much this team enjoys playing with one another. I think you can see that the offense going into defense, it's contagious, the type of effort that everyone plays with. And I think that they all just complement each other really, really well with the way that Jeff Peterson and company, they've built this squad. Offensively, they are an absolute force. But even recently, defensively, I think that you've started to see them settle into their roles. And the vibes, I mean, they are impeccable right now. You can't overlook the vibes.
Let's keep it going because this is what it looks like as we take a look at our Toyota Inside Look. 19 days since the last loss, 5 road wins, 4-0 in clutch games. Can they win clutch games, Walker? That was the question. Yes, they can.
Look, I'm not old enough to remember Ed Rooney very well. I am old enough to remember when the Hornets could not win clutch games. That's your old Hornets. The new Hornets can. In fact, they can win in a variety of ways. They're blowing teams out by 25, even 50. They're coming from behind to beat the Pelicans like they did on this home court just a week and a half ago. And they also are able to win in the close matchups. Rockets got a little closer than we would have liked, but even this game against Atlanta, that was a huge win too.
Yeah, and I think you look at the last 2 games on the road, Houston and Atlanta, they were physical.
Yeah.
They were, that Atlanta game was so fast. And what I saw was the players not panic. They continue to trust. They continue to do exactly what Coach Charles Lee has asked them to do.
We've talked about youth being an advantage for this team as you get into the doldrums of the NBA, but even now, I think you're starting to see the youth start to become a little more experienced. There's only 30 games left to go. They're really on the home stretch right now, and they're starting to find even more of their identities. And a Sion James, a second-round rookie, Knipple battled through what was maybe a semblance of a rookie wall, although I think everybody would like to perform through a quote-unquote rookie wall as well as Con has. And even Kalkbrenner just trying to feel out the physicality of NBA basketball. They're starting to recognize what it means to play in the association.
Tonight is going to be a tough one, a big challenge, because as we all know, the Detroit Pistons are number 1 in the East, 38 wins on their season so far, and just knocked off the Knicks, who was on an 8-game streak of their own.
Weird back-to-back.
Defense. It's going to be a tough one.
Oh, yeah, they are excellent defensively. In fact, they've been the number 1 team defensively since these 2 teams faced one another December 20th. But again, that was also the last time that Ryan Kalkbrenner started as the default center. You knew he was going to be with the starting 5. Ever since, the Moose has been way too loose to put back in the stable. Now, can they match all of the physicality you're seeing right there from Detroit, even offensively? They're great on second chance opportunities. You can see the pick and roll game working with Cade and anybody else as the leading assist getter in the NBA, something maybe people don't know as much about Cade's game. He's been excellent, and including, of course, Jalen Duren on some of those pick and rolls. They've been really hard to stop.
Yeah, take a look. These are their 2 all-stars right there. Jalen Duren getting into his very first one. Cade Cunningham will be there twice. Duren did sit out the game against the Knicks. They held him to 80. The Knicks shot 35% in that game. So these guys are definitely a menace, maybe a little rested as well, even though Duren is nursing that knee injury.
Yeah, Jalen Duren not playing in that game against the Knicks, as we mentioned, but they still get the victory. The Hornets going against him. Now they have Musa to match that physicality, which maybe they didn't have as much with a younger Ryan Kalkbrenner. So we'll see if they have it here tonight with Musa in the the starting lineup.
Cade Cunningham. It's like the name, it says it all. You know exactly what you're getting when you look at this guy. And as I mentioned, he only had 1-3, but a lot of their points come in the paint. I think they had 66 in the paint last time they played the Hornets, and you see that number 25.1. That's a big one.
Isn't it interesting to see just how people were a little worried about him reaching some All-NBA potential? And then last year, I think he really blossomed once Detroit was able to put a ton of talent around him. You see the numbers. He's leading the league in assists, and because of some of the talent around him, some of the shooters, being able to go into the paint and dish, he's also getting to the foul line a lot more to become a little bit more efficient. He's been fantastic this year.
One guy on the Hornets team that maybe wants to beat this Pistons team a little bit more than others would be Miles Bridges. Of course, he's a local kid. Grew up watching this team just down the street. He had 19 points against the Pistons last, coming off a 21-point game. And Miles Bridges just continues to be so impressive. And he really is the glue that has held this team together from last year to now.
Yeah, him playing in this role, I mean, he's been exceptional, especially as a facilitator, really starting to get others involved. In the last 5 games, he has an 8-dime game, a 5-assist mark, as you see there against Atlanta. But also, he loves playing his hometown team. In the last 8 of 10 games that he's played, he's gone for 20 or more. And against Detroit, he shot 40% or above from 3 in the last 4 games. So Miles Bridges, he's usually ready to go against the Pistons.
He absolutely is. And when you talk about him, maybe a little up and down offensively for Miles.
Yeah.
But what he does is he locks it in. You watch him on the bench talking to some of these young kids. He's only 27, but I think really he has been in the ear of some of these young players. And he's probably learned a lot from them as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was the oldest player on the roster when Pat Connaughton took a little bit of a break, but he's back, of course, and so the team is thrilled to have him back, just as they're thrilled to have Miles. Anytime you ask the team, whether it be a LaMelo Ball, who is best friends with Miles Bridges, but even a Musa or even the rookies, they always point to Miles and say, he's been the leader. We've leaned on him for quite some time. He's the longest tenured player on this Hornets roster right now, and I think that you've seen that experience really help some of these young guys.
It has been fun to watch, fun to talk to him after the games. Take a look at this. It's time for our FanDuel Play Your Game. It's our same game parlay. We've got the Charlotte Hornets, 3-point underdogs coming into this one. That's not bad, 3 points against the best team in the East. Miles Bridges, we're taking over 16.5. And the Moose is loose. 1 year ago, yesterday, his two-way contract converted to a standard NBA contract, and ever since then, he has been great.
And our lives have changed for the better, and they've changed forever since Musa became a part of this team, and a huge part. I keep using that that Detroit game as kind of a marker when they really started to change what they have in their starting lineup and the way that they've improved defensively. The rebounding number here. Detroit is so good on the offensive glass, just like Musa is. I think defensively, you're going to have to see Musa block out a lot for guys like Jalen Duren and Beef Stew when he's in the game.
Jalen Duren, 40 pounds more on Musa right there. From player props to same game parlays, FanDuel is the best place to bet on all of the NBA action. Right now, FanDuel customers can get $100 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. All you got to do is download the app, bet $5, and you'll unlock $100 in bonus bets if you win. All right, when we get back tonight, the offense is certainly going to be challenged by this tough Detroit defense. The team will certainly lead on their top scorers, Con Knippel, Brandon Miller, who have been great during this win streak, and we will break that down just like that.
Brandon Miller, how do you do?
My teammates, of course, trusting and believing in me, just putting that confidence into me.
Brandon Miller shows him how it's done. Oh, nice. Brandon Miller, pretty shot. Get in there! Oh, one, 3 ball. Brandon Miller. And Brandon Miller's got it stuck on automatic right now. They just pass to Brandon, and Brandon gets the funk in. Look at Brandon Miller. Good. Back threes for 24.
Watch your heads. He's coming in with bad intention.
Shot! Yeah! Brandon Miller! Pump diddly dee!
It's just a better day when you get a Brandon Miller smile. And we've had a lot of those this season, whether it be a dunk or the 3-pointers. He has been fantastic. The Hornets have done a lot of great things and a lot of things right during this 9-game win streak, Walker. But the contributions from him, Con Knippel, have just been so impressive.
And especially Brandon here recently. I thought it was a big adjustment to deal with the wrap that he has on his shoulder after that injury. And he suffered that injury in the second game of the season. But now I think you're really starting to see Brandon Miller settle in.
I wonder how much going through what he went through last year, all of the rehab, just seeing the game from a different perspective. We know that Coach Lee had him scout some other teams, watch film a lot, kind of get guys ready. That had to have contributed to some of the things we're seeing.
Absolutely, it had to, especially with a young player. So not only do you have a young basketball player who's just trying to get his footing in the NBA, then he has to deal with a couple of injuries, just like last year, playing not even 30, I believe, just 27 last year. And then he was injured the rest of the season. This year, the second game of the season, when it looked like he could break out, we just had to delay that just a little bit. But now that he's found his footing, you're really starting to see him really settle in again, just with that look at the shoulder wrap. I mean, it has to mess with him just a little bit. But he's gotten used to it here recently.
Wear it forever and ever and ever. I think it should just start being like a fashion statement for some of the fans that come into the Spectrum Center. Brandon has been fantastic, but so has his counterpart out there on the court. And that, of course, is Con Knipple. Look at these numbers.